Hey guys, welcome everyone. Hope you all are doing good. In this lecture, we'll outline the concepts, programming paradigms, and Python resources. This is the agenda for today's session, programming paradigms and Python resources. Let's start with programming paradigms. What is paradigm? Paradigm means organization principle. It's like foundation. It is also known as model. Programming paradigm or model is a style of building the structure and elements of computer programs. Structure and elements in the sense syntaxes and data. There exist four types of programming models like functional programming model, procedural programming model, object-oriented programming model, event-driven programming model. Many languages facilitate programming in one or more paradigms. For example, Python supports functional, procedural, object-oriented, and event-driven programming models. Now we are done. There are situations when functional programming is the obvious choice and other situations where procedural programming is the better choice. Paradigms are not meant to be mutually exclusive. A single program may use multiple paradigms. Hope you understood this point. A single program may use multiple paradigms, which means a single program can be written in many ways, right? So let's deep dive into functional programming model. The name itself indicates the term functions. Functional programming decomposes a problem into a set of functions. These functions provide the main source of logic in the program. Functions take input parameters and produce output. Python provides functional programming techniques like lambda, map, reduce, and filter. In this model, computation is treated as evaluation of mathematical functions. The output value of a function depends only on its arguments, so calling a function with the same value for an argument always produces the same result. As a result, it is a good fit for parallel execution. No function can have side effects on other variables. State remains unaltered. Functional programming model is often called a declarative programming paradigm as programming is done with expressions or declarations instead of statements. So, if you take an example of a function concept in Python, we'll be discussing later about these concepts. So, this is the way how the functional programming model will be like. So, next we'll switch to procedural programming model. This programming model deals with the procedure. In functional programming model, whereas it deals with functions, here the procedural programming model deals with the procedure. Procedural programming solves the problem by implementing one statement at a time. Thus, it contains explicit steps that are executed in a specific order. It also uses function, but these are not mathematical functions like the ones we used in functional programming. Functional programming focuses on expressions, whereas procedural programming focuses on statements. The statements don't have values and instead modify the state of some conceptual machine. Some language expression can result in different values at different times depending on the global state of the executing program. Also, the functions may change a program's state. Procedural programming model is often called imperative programming as it changes state with an explicit sequence of elements. So, if we compare the functional programming model and procedural programming model is imperative, whereas functional programming model is declarative. Hope you guys understood this, and we'll moving on to object-oriented programming model. Object-oriented here in the sense it is related to real world. This model mimics the real world by creating inside the computer a mini world of objects. In a university system, objects can be VC, professors, non-teaching staff, students, courses, semesters, examinations, etc. Each object has a state, which means values, and behavior. Behavior is nothing but it is an interface or methods. Object gets state and behavior based on the class from which it is created. Objects interact with one another by sending messages to each other, that is, by calling each other's interface methods. So, if you just consider an example of object-oriented program, so fruit is a class, whereas apple, mango, guava, these are the objects, which means object is nothing but instance of class. So fruit is a group. So in that group, there are different types of fruits named like apple, banana, mango, guava. Hope you understood this concept. Next, event-driven programming model. This model is popularly used for programming GUI applications containing elements like windows, checkboxes, buttons, combo boxes, scroll bars, menus, etc. In event-driven programming model, if you guys are thorough through Java programming language, there in that we can use this event-driven programming model in few concepts. So when we interact with these elements with interactions like clicking a button or moving a scroll bar or selecting a menu item, events occur and these elements emit messages. These are listener methods which are registered with these GUI elements which react to these events. Since there is no guaranteed sequence in which events may occur, based on how we interact with GUI elements, the listener should be able to handle them in asynchronous manner. I mean, which is not concurrent with time, not simultaneous. And let's move into Python resources. These are the available resources for Python. For Python source code, binaries and documentation is available at this website www.python.org. Here you can check the documentation of Python. There you can check all the syntaxes and what's the syllabus included it is, what are the data types, what are the methods included in that. So from here you can download the documentation from this website. And the program development in Python can be done in 3 ways. So using built-in IDLE, using third-party IDEs, using online Python shells. Third-party development tools and the links from where they can be downloaded are given in the description below. Please check the description box for those links. And thank you everyone. I want to just conclude this session. Today it's done. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. If you have any doubts, please ping in the comment section. And thank you guys. Until then, stay tuned. Please do like, share and subscribe our channel. Your views and your likes are very much valuable for us. Thank you so much. Bye guys.